Hey friends, I'm Sarah, and welcome to Primrose and Prims. If you're returning to my channel, welcome back. And if you're new, I'm really glad you stopped by. I hope you'll stick around and hit that subscribe button right there. If you love high-end home decor and budget-friendly DIYs, then you're in the right place. So today I have for you 3 Halloween DIYs made completely out of Dollar Tree items. 2 of these are Beetlejuice-inspired, and I absolutely just love how they turned out, and I can't wait to show you. So I won't keep you. Let's get right to it. Okay, to start this project off, I'm going to be using one of Dollar Tree's little wooden pumpkins. And even though it's painted black, I'm going to give this a good coat of Waverly chalk paint and ink because I want to fill in. It's definitely got some, streaks, whatnots all over it. Doesn't exactly look the greatest. So we're going to start off doing that. After we remove this little guy, we won't need this. I am just going to get my little paint mat out here. Guys, do not mind my little paint mat. It has kind of been through the ringer, as you can tell. I have used it only 1,000,001 times, so it's got a lot of evidence of many projects on it. Okay. As you can use whatever type of paint you have on hand. I have the chalk paint, which is what I prefer because it dries fast, and I'm kind of an impatient crafter, so that's what I like to use. But if you have acrylic, you can use the dollar store paints. Whatever you got on hand will work. Just give it a good coat so that it fills in all of those imperfections. Here is what it looks like after it's had a coat of black paint. Much better. Okay, so since this is a Beetlejuice-inspired craft, we are going to give this little pumpkin, can you guess? Some white stripes, because Beetlejuice is known for his black and white stripes. So I'm going to use some Waverly White chalk paint, and I'm going to take with just a small brush, and can you see the segmented portions of the pumpkin? I'm just going to rotate. This one will be white, this one I'll leave black. This one I'll leave white, black, and so on and so forth. And guys, don't worry about it. If you're not a great painter, you don't have to be for something like this. Give yourself a little bit of grace here, guys. Just have fun with it. I promise you, I am no Michelangelo either. But these grooves do kind of guide you. It's not as bad as you think. Actually, it's fairly simple. And what's the worst? You go out of the lines and you take a little bit of black paint and you cover it up. No big deal. And as you can see, I'm going here on the bottom because I like for my projects to look finished, whether it's the backs of them, the bottoms, etc. Also right here, there's kind of this seam where these pumpkins you can see on this side. I am going to split that and count that as 2 sections, so that way the paint and the separation of the 2 colors right there kind of hides that gap that little crease makes, so it's much less noticeable. See, you don't really see it when you do it that way. Okay friends, so here is what it will look like after you get your stripes painted. Now I did do 2 coats of the white because the first coat kind of really soaks in that styrofoam. So I just went right back over it again. And it almost, look, I don't know if you can see on the camera, it almost gives it like a slightly little crackled look. I actually think it turns out really cool. But after I've got it all painted and it's all dried, I'm going to take my matte Mod Podge and I'm going to coat this whole thing with the matte Mod Podge just to seal in that paint, protect it, and to kind of harden that pumpkin a little bit so it doesn't have so much of a styrofoamy feel. It really does help. Next, I'm going to take these little wood stems that come from the Dollar Tree. You can find them back in the crafting section, or you can just go grab some sticks from your yard too. That would work. I'm going to use this as the stem of my pumpkin, hot glue it down. Then I'm going to add a little bit of Spanish moss around the top because I love Spanish moss. It just adds such an awesome rustic feel to projects, which I like. Hot glue it down. Just make sure your hot glue is not too hot because it will melt that styrofoam. Trim off some of the excess if it's hanging off. Just get in there till it looks good. There you go. One other thing I want to add, because this is Beetlejuice inspired, we need to add a little bit of green. Because if you look at Beetlejuice, he's got that weird green moss around his face. So I'm just going to take some of this green moss from the Dollar Tree, once again back in the crafting section, and I'm just going to glue it around here and there wherever I think it needs it. And there we have it. I love how it turned out. No one would ever know that it's styrofoam. Okay, so for this next DIY, we are going to make a Halloween ribbon tree using one of the Dollar Tree's black Halloween trees. Also, you're going to need 4 types of decorative ribbon. For this one, I am using this solid purple spider web lace from the Dollar Tree, the Crafter square ribbon, the orange, some of the black and white buffalo check. All of these are from the Dollar Tree. And this cute little fun Halloween print one here. Now, for the ribbon trees, these are so fun to make and they're so easy. You don't need hot glue, you don't need anything. You just need your fingers to tie ribbon. We're going to take and open up our tree and we're going to cut ribbon strips into 12-inch strips, okay? And then we're going to start tying them to the tree. It's super easy, super simple, a great craft to do while just sitting around watching TV. So let's get to it so you can see exactly what I mean. Here is our Dollar Tree tree out of the box and with all of its branches spread out. And as you can see, I have really put these exaggerated so that you can very clearly see these gaps in between, because that is where we're going to tie our ribbon, is right here into these sections. Okay, next we're going to start taking our ribbon and we're going to cut it into 12-inch strips. And you're going to need 4 of each ribbon. So as you can see on this section, I've already put one on. So you'll need 1, 2, 3, 4 for the top section. So 4 12-inch strips of each ribbon. And don't forget to dovetail those ends, because that is just what makes it look really finished, just really pretty. A little more high end. See? When you're dovetailing these ends, it's a lot of ribbon to dovetail, I know. So to make it a little faster, a little less tedious, put a couple of them together. Just line them up, fold them over, and snip. And you've got two at once. Little time-saving tip, you know, as a mom of four, I'm a little busy a lot. So any chance I get to save a little bit of time, any little tip, trick, I'm all about. Not cutting corners, just saving time. See? Just makes the process go a little quicker. Okay, now that we've got all of our ribbons cut, we can start tying them to our tree. This craft is perfect for sitting around when you're watching TV, watching a movie, just want something, you know, an easy craft to do while you're relaxing. This one's perfect. So, you take your little tree, and in this section right here, we're just going to simply tie that ribbon right on. So, I've already done this one, the first one. So, we'll take our second ribbon, kind of find your midway point there, wrap it right around that center, down and around, and just give her a good yank. Just make sure to get your tails even on each side so you don't have one longer than the other. Give her a good yank. This craft can also be very therapeutic. Maybe you've had a stressful day, you know, maybe you've been to Walmart with the kids, which that can be a trial just in and of itself, but you know, maybe there were multiple people in your way with a buggy, and if the lines were long, only self-checkout, of course, were open. So you're feeling a little frustrated. Come home, tie your ribbon tree. Just tick. And I mean, crafting can be very therapeutic. Nice stress reliever for the end of a long, stressful day sometimes. Anyways, tie one of each type of ribbon in your sections. So we've got one more for this one. Alright, we've got each one tied here, so take and fluff, just straighten your ribbon out so that all of your tails look nice and pretty and are all kind of spread around evenly around your tree, right? See how that ribbon just takes up that center space there? Now, here's where the great part comes. This front, or this next layer, we're going to push it down some. I'm going to arrange it so see how that looks. Now we're just going to repeat with the next section and the next section, tying one of each ribbon up as you go. Now when you get to these top sections here, you might have to tie it twice so it makes your ribbon just a little bit shorter to match these branches. But I'll show you that when we get closer. Alright, I'm up here to this top section. So here, since these branches up here are a lot shorter and we don't want our ribbon hanging over super long, I am just going to tie this twice instead of just once. So as you can see, this is just tied around once. So just take it and give it a second twist there. Pull it tight again. We're there, right? And it just makes those a little shorter. And guys, this wired ribbon, when you tie it, it's not going to come loose, even when you just tie it around once. I've been making these ribbon trees. I've been making it for years. I make them for my craft shows, especially in the Christmas season. These are always top sellers at craft shows, and they're so budget friendly, so you don't have to charge an arm and a leg for them, which is great. And they're super cute. But as you can see, when you tie that twice here, a little shorter, and it just fits perfect. But yeah. These are always big sellers, and these ribbons, they don't come loose. Like I said, I have some that I've made that I've had in my house for years that I pull out every season, and that ribbon doesn't go anywhere. It stays put. So no glue, no anything required. And here, this is what your final product looks like. And oh, that ribbon just fills out all those holes and looks so pretty. This is actually my first Halloween tree. I always do these at Christmas, and I don't know why I'd never thought to do them for Halloween, because it's super, super cute. Or even just a fall ribbon tree would be really cute as well. Now, the last thing we're gonna do, you could either leave it like this, or if you don't like this kind of cheap bottom and you want to make it look a little more top high-end, what I like to do is take one of these crates from the Dollar Tree. We're going to take a little bit of Waverly Antique Wax, or you could use any of another type of paint that whatever, you know, your preference is or matches your house or your ribbons. We're going to give this a coat of this, pop a piece of styrofoam hot glue down in here, and put our tree down in here. And it just kind of finishes it off perfect. So, okay, see, here it is painted. Let it dry real good. I did not paint the inside, but I did paint the top lip and bottom so that it looks nice and finished. After your box is painted, dried, we're going to take some floral foam. Just cut it down to the size of your box, and we're going to hot glue it down in there. Now your floral foam, you can get this at Dollar Tree, but I'll tell you what, I get mine at Walmart. I can get a 3-pack for $2.97, and that's a whole lot cheaper than Dollar Tree. Just a little money saving tip there. Check your local Walmart for floral foam. Down in nice and tight. Next on your tree. So I'm going to take these off, and we want to pop this bottom plastic piece off too. And you're left with that. Then we're just going to take, stick that all the way down. You like that little grunt. More. And there it is in its cute little box. And look how stinking cute that turned out. I mean, I really think I'm gonna have to make a lot more Halloween and fall ribbon trees in the future, because this turned out just so stinking cute. Now, the other thing you can do, and this is totally optional, but right here, if you to finish this off completely, let's add a little Spanish moss around it to hide that floral foam. And that's it, folks. That is so stinking cute. For this last DIY, we are going to be making a Beetlejuice-inspired deco mesh wreath made entirely from Dollar Tree items. Now, I don't know if you caught my previous video of the Beetlejuice-inspired Halloween tree, but this is going to kind of go along and match that tree. So for this project, you're going to need a 14-inch wire wreath frame from the Dollar Tree, a couple of these striped pumpkins, so Beetlejuicy, black and green 6-inch deco mesh. These are both from the Dollar Tree. Some black pipe cleaners. And some black and white and maybe purple ribbon. For this, I'm going to be using these. Now, these are from Dollar Tree Crafter Square. You've got purple spider, webby, and black and white buffalo check. And I'm also going to be using this one, which I used in the Halloween trees. Now, this is from Hobby Lobby. This is actually in the Christmas section. But it's the perfect match for Beetlejuice with the green and the black and white stripes. So we're going to use a touch of that. In addition, we're going to use some of these little silvery bows from the Dollar Tree. And the green glitter spiders. Let me see it. Also from the Dollar Tree. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, to get this Beetlejuice wreath party started, blah blah blah, my tongue's getting twisted. Okay, we're gonna take our little pipe cleaners. These are from Dollar Tree Crafter Square Halloween section, the black ones. I'm going to cut these in half. That way we get double the use of them. We get a whole lot more out of them. You can use an old pair of crafting scissors. I like my handy dandy wire cutters just to snip them down real quick. And then that way we get a lot more bang for our buck. Okay, I'm going to be using the bubble method of deco mesh for the base of this wreath. And I'm going to be using the black Dollar Tree 6-inch deco mesh to start. So, to start this off, tuck your end under. You're going to want to start on the outside of your wreath form here. Okay. I'm going to take, and then we're going to put our pipe cleaner on the back side of our deco mesh, because we don't want this end sticking through. We want that hidden underneath. Okay. From there, you're going to take, and you're going to make, a 6-inch, 7-inch poofy. A little poof of your deco mesh. And you are going to place it right here beside it. Now these, you can put your pipe cleaners on the top, because we will use these to attach ribbon and other color deco mesh here in the upcoming future. So keep going, keep sliding your deco mesh down. You want this nice and full and thick, and you're just going to keep going with this all the way around on this outside loop. So let's do it. Okay. So as you can see, I'm all the way around one time. So we're going to continue, except we're going to move into this inside ring here. And we're going to continue to make our poofs going all the way around on the inside. Be sure to continue to push these close together so that you get a decent coverage. It's not going to cover it completely. That's what we're going to come back through and add more on top. But this is going to be our nice base for us, base coverage. So keep going. I'm going to take at least 2 rolls of this black So when you run out of your first one, tie it off on the underneath side just like you did when we started it, and then start a new roll and keep right on going. As you can see, we've gone all the way around on our second time, so we still have a bunch left. What we're going to do now is we're going to go around one more time on this very inner wire right here, this last one. So go back around, start looping on that very innermost wireframe. I have now gone around on all three of my wireframes with my bubble loops. So I've got some excess left here. What I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to take and I'm going to bubble it over and just kind of fill in around this wreath where I just feel it needs it. So just bubble it over and we'll just use the already there pipe cleaners that are from the other bubbles to secure it down. This is just going to pull it out a little extra, especially right in the center. So take it, bubble it over right there. Sometimes you have to dig down, find where your pipe cleaners are. There's mine. You can see it. I know they're black and they blend in. They're hard to see on camera. So I'm doing my best so that you can see what I'm doing. And there's our base. Next, we're going to take our green Decor mesh and we're going to cut it into 12-inch strips. And I'm going to do that for the whole roll. Right, after you've got all your bundles cut, or your Decor mesh cut, your green, we're going to take and make little green bundles out of these to attach. And I like to use the scrunch method where you just scrunch it right up in the middle. Give it a pinch. Take a second one and do the same thing. Just scrunch it right up in the center. And then put them together like that. Come down here in your wreath, find one of your pipe cleaner things here outside, and we are going to add that green bundle in. Like that. And we're going to keep doing that around, staggering it. We'll go to the outside here next, and then move on the inside and just help fill this wreath out a little bit. Some people, when working with Decor mesh, prefer to use the rolls, which is just, instead of scrunching it, you roll it, which it likes to tend to do anyway. So let me roll this one. And then put two together in a roll like that. I like the scrunching method personally just because it makes it look a little cooler. But it's completely personal preference, whichever you prefer. This is your wreath, so you make it however, whatever makes you happy. For me, it's scrunches. And here is what it's going to look like after you get all of your green bundles added. Now I ended up using 2 rolls of the black Decor mesh and 2 rolls of the green Decor mesh. So 4 rolls, 4 rolls of deco mesh total. Next, I'm going to make our bow for a wreath. And to make our bow, I'm going to be using black and white buffalo check. I'm going to use this purple spider webby ribbon from Crafter's Square Dollar Tree Halloween section. And I'm going to be using this one ribbon from Hobby Lobby. If you can't find that one, no big deal. You can just pick a 3rd ribbon of your choice that kind of matches the color scheme. Something in the black, white, purples, greens, just something that suits your fancy. I'm using my Easy Bow Maker because I like big bows, and this makes putting together big bows so much easier for me, guys. It helps me hold it. So for the first loops, I'm going to put them right at 6 inches. And we're going to do 3 loops of each color. So for this first one, we'll do at 6 inches. For the purple, we'll put it down to 5 inches. And then for the 3rd ribbon, down to 4 inches. So it'll slowly progress inwards as you go. Pop it off the Easy Bow Maker, and we're going to grab pipe cleaner here. I will wait to fluff my bow until it's on my wreath. But one thing you don't want to forget to do is to dovetail your ends. To finish this bow off, I'm going to take one of these silver bows with the little skulls on them from the Dollar Tree. These remind me so much of the little gravestone in the first Beetlejuice, the little skull. I thought they'd be perfect for any Beetlejuice-inspired project. But I'm going to take them, and they have this little wire on the back of them already, but it's really small, so I just fed a pipe cleaner right through the holes. I'm going to twist it around there, and then I'm going to add that right to the center of my bow to finish it off. Take your tails of your pipe cleaner. We're going to find a spot in our wreath, and this spot right here has the less black. It's just a little thinner spot, so this is the perfect spot to put my bow. Dig down, and find your wreath frame, and put your bow right on it, and use your pipe cleaner tails to wire it to the frame. Once you have it wired on, take that bow and fluff it out and make it beautiful. This is the magic of making bows, fluffing them out, and so you get to see just how pretty they are. So just keep working it until you get it in however configuration that you like. Now, I'm going to take my purple, my black and white buffalo check, and I'm going to cut 12-inch strips of these. Okay, so I've cut about 5 tails of ribbon here. So you're going to take a black and white buffalo check, and you're going to take one of your purple ones. You're going to scrunch them in the middle and just kind of crisscross them, like so. Oh, and don't forget to dovetail the ends. Now I'm going to come down here in my wreath, and once again I'm going to find a section with where I've got my tails of my pipe cleaners here. I'm going to tuck my ribbon down in there and use the pipe cleaner to secure it. Once it's done, lock your ribbon up together. I'm going to close that gap up. And we're going to keep doing that around our wreath. So, there in the middle. This is going to help fill it out. I like to put my purple one on top. I don't know why, I guess it really doesn't matter, but I like the purple on top personally. Okay. And all of the supplies, all of the dimensions, everything I've used for this wreath, I will put down in the supply box or in the description box for you guys. So that way you don't have to worry about missing something or worry about how much of something to buy. If you wanted to try to make this wreath, it'll all be down there for you. So just go around and just place these sporadically. You want to fill it up, but you don't want it to be too much either. And some of it's just personal preference. Some people like a ton of ribbon. Some people just like a little bit of ribbon. So I guess it's also just what you prefer. But just keep going around. Once all of your ribbon tails are ready, this is kind of what it's going to look like. Now I cut 5 of the ribbon tails originally, but I ended up having to cut 2 more because 5 just wasn't enough. So 7 total is what it took. And I will show you this too, because I ran out of the purple. I didn't have enough purple for my very last one. So I just used 2 of black and white buffalo check instead. And it blends in perfectly. You don't notice. So instead of having to go buy a whole extra roll for 1 tail, just use 2 of that, if that happens. Next, I'm going to add these adorable little pumpkin picks. These are from the Dollar Tree Halloween section. The black and white, I think these are so cute. I'm going to cut them down. And if you saw my video on the Beetlejuice-inspired tree, I used these on there too. And we cut them off the same way. I will leave a link in the description box below to that video because it matches this wreath. So just cut those off. Leave a little bit of stem right there. So when we glue these on, you got something that kind of digs down in. So you see how they're gonna go? I ended up going around and gently placing my pumpkins to see where I would want them on my wreath. I ended up using 3 picks instead of 2. I have put 3 of the large ones kind of staggered out in the center of my ribbon, my little ribbons here. And then I've taken the smaller ones and then I've staggered those around, also putting them in the center of all my little ribbon strips. So once that's done and I've got them placed and I know kind of where I want to put them, I'm going to go through and hot glue them down. So I'm going to put hot glue along the stem here and then around the base as well. And I'm just going to stick it right down in there. And here is what it is looking like with all of our buttons glued down, and I am absolutely loving how this is turning out. I love this purple sparkly ribbon, the colors they just pop really, really well. And it just sparkles. On a front door, when that sun is hitting that is going to be gorgeous. The final thing you could put on here, and I was originally going to do this, but I kind of decided to stop here because I really just like how it turned out, is the spiders. You can add the spiders in if you want. I decided to stop at the pumpkins though, because I really just liked it at that. But if you want to add some of the spiders to it, by all means, add the spiders. And the final thing, take one of your pipe cleaners, turn it over on the back, and just wire it, whoop, make sure you can see it, right here. Wire one end around, same thing with the other, and create yourself just a little hanger. You can hang it right on the wire frame too if you want, but I always like to add a little hanger on the back just to finish it off. And that way you don't have to worry about your door hangers reaching in or poking your mesh. It's got its own hanger. And let's take a look. So that is it for today, friends. I hope you liked our little trio of Halloween Beetlejuice-inspired crafts that we did today. If you did, leave me a comment. Let me know which one was your favorite. Was it the wreath? Was it the pumpkin? Or was it the ribbon tree? Let me know. And if you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Share it. That helps YouTube just notice me a little bit more and let them know that you guys are enjoying the content I'm putting out here, and they'll share my video with others a little more, so I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my next videos, and until then, bye friends.